Hello guys, my name is Rajkumar and in this channel we will talk about the question why. Yes, that is right. There are many topics in the world starting from geopolitics to science and about all the political agendas whatever we have and also our opinions. So we will try to ask questions to find out the reason of a certain event. As for example, let's say today the women reservation bill in Lok Sabha has been passed clearly. Why this bill was important? क्यों ये bill important है? We will talk about these issues in this channel. But in today's video, we will talk about the India-Canada relations. And the aim of creating this channel is to spread the awareness among general public about the events which are happening around them. So today in this video, we will talk about why Canadian Prime Minister is trying to destroy the Indo-Canada relationship by giving some serious allegations against India that Indian government officials are involved in the murder of a Canadian citizen whose name was Nijjar. Well, sorry. Well, the question is very complicated to understand, but it won't take much time for me to explain you that. If you can see, it all started from 1971. In 1971, there was an Indo-Pakistan war, and we all know that Pakistan was defeated by India by a huge margin, and that was a humiliation for Pakistan. And that day, Pakistan understood that they cannot defeat India in a conventional war. If they have to defeat India, then they will have to bleed India with 1,000 cuts. And with that principle, they tried to provoke some people, okay, who are from the Sikh community. I'm not talking about all the people. There are very few. I mean, let's say in 1 lakh there might be one, or maybe out of 1 crore there might be one people only, who were given funds from Pakistan's ISI to promote this Khalistani agenda. Now, what is Khalistani agenda? Khalistani agenda is actually a demand of a separate state for Sikh, which they call as Khalistan. They want Punjab to be declared as a different country other than India, and they want to name that country as Khalistan. But once again, most of the Punjabis, the majority of the Sikh community do not want Khalistan. They love their country, they love this country India, they fought for our country, even they sacrificed their lives for our country. So let's not forget that the Sikh community are very, very loyal to the India because they are Indians. But there are few people who can be counted with the hands. Okay, there are few people who are actually getting funds from ISI and they're promoting this Khalistani agenda, where they just want to create some disturbances in India so that to make Punjab a separate nation. But that didn't happen at the time. It was Indira Gandhi who stopped those kind of activities. But still, this kind of activities, how it happened in India, it is very impossible for someone to do these activities to promote this Khalistani agenda. So what they do, they went to different countries like Canada and other Western countries, and from there they are operating this kind of problems. They are creating this kind of problems in different areas and demanding for a different state that is called Khalistan. Canada holds the largest number of Sikh population after Punjab. Once again, that doesn't mean that all the Sikhs of Canada want Khalistan. Just few of them. Most of the Sikhs are happy with what they are. But there are few Sikhs, few people. I will not call them Sikhs. I will call them just miscreants. There are few miscreants in Canada who are getting funds from ISI to run this Khalistani propaganda. And in order to showcase the entire world that they are freedom fighters who want a different country, who want Punjab as a different country and all, blah, 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 whatever stuff they are telling us, they are getting funds from ISI and they are sponsored by Pakistan. That is not their voice. Now, what is the profit which these people are getting from that? The profit is the money. That is right. They are given a handsome amount of money to run this Khalistani agenda and also to provoke normal, ordinary people to join the movement of Khalistan. To create Punjab as a different state, as a different country that is called as Khalistan. Now what happens in Canada, there are the government, I'm not directly blaming the government, but the political party of Canada might be getting a huge support from them. As per the reports, according to the latest information, the Canadian Prime Minister had a huge support of these people whom they referred as Sikh activist or something like that. That is a word of words. We call them Khalistanis, we call them terrorists, but in Canada and in other Western nations, they are called as Sikh activists. They are not using the term terrorist for them. And that is the problem. There's a clear-cut evidence this kind of people are creating disturbances in our country, and India repeatedly requested Canada to take action against these people. But despite taking repeated actions, they are actually making Canada a safe haven for Khalistan terrorists. That is clear. The way Pakistan is a safe haven for terrorists, similarly, Canada is also becoming a safe haven for these Khalistanis. They just go out from India, went to they go to Canada, they join some group and try to promote the Khalistani agenda among people. Now, what happened? That India and Canada had this kind of issues for a very long time. For a very long time, India was very, very uncomfortable in this, that Canada is supporting. Canada might be, I mean, not Canada, the government of Canada might be supporting them indirectly. Okay, and the proof can be shown very easily. Recently, a few months ago, there was a Khalistani activist called as Nijjar who was shot dead by some unknown people. Who killed them? Who killed him? We don't know that. Nobody even knows that. At the G20 summit, when Canadian Prime Minister came to India, he tried to raise the issue with our Prime Minister about the death of a Canadian citizen who was a Khalistani supporter, who was a Khalistani activist. According to Canada, they think that Indian government agents are involved in this murder. But that is a completely baseless claim because they do not have any evidence to show. That is just an allegation which they are putting on us. And in this issue, you can say in G20, Canadian Prime Minister was humiliated because we know our government's tough stand against terrorism. So that is the reason why he thought that as he is humiliated, he had to take the revenge. So when he went back to Canada, without proper investigation, he declared in the parliament by taking India's name that the killing of Nijjar is very disturbing, and Indian government agents are involved in this. And with that, he expelled Canada expelled a senior Indian diplomat in Canada, and that is a very wrong step because you don't have any evidence, and without evidence, you cannot take this kind of actions. Just try to think a prime minister who do not have any evidence against India that Indian agents are involved in this murder. He is directly blaming without any proof, and that is very disturbing. Because whenever we try to give some allegations for a country, we have to show the proof. Like when there were terror attacks in Pakistan, from when there were terror attacks from Pakistan in our country India, like Mumbai terror attack and many other Pathankot air base attack and all those attacks, whatever we have seen so far. Our government officials got the evidence which was shared with the Pakistani officials, and then we took the name that Pakistan is responsible for this kind of activities. We were talking with the evidence, but Canada is continuously blaming us without showing any evidence. Till now, after such a long time, Canada is still saying the same thing, that we are investigating. Now, my question here is that if you are still investigating the matter, that means you do not have any concrete proof yet, and you have no conclusion till now. Your agencies are still investigating it. So without conclusion, how can you declare that Indian government agents are involved in it? Even your foreign minister had used a word that Indian government agents may be included, may be having some stake in it, or maybe it is done by, or maybe it is supported, or maybe it is done by Indian government agents. So you are using the word maybe. Your foreign minister is using the word maybe. That means you are not sure. Without any conclusive evidence, even you are also unsure about that. Even you don't know who killed them. So in that case, without even having a proper evidence, you are directly blaming India in an international level, and you thought you will get support. But most of the Western nations, they didn't support Canada directly. They said, yes, it is good to continue the investigation, but they didn't blame India like the way Canada did. Because India is a very key partner in the Indo-Pacific to reduce the dominance of China, and that cannot be sacrificed. And for that, India is a very important nation, because it is India who can stop the growing influence of Chinese in this entire region. Because in Asia, there are two tigers, India and China, and when China is growing, India is also growing to counter that effect. And for that, the Western nations need us. So in that case, they are our key partners, and not only partners, they are also our key business partners. So in that case, they cannot directly blame India in this kind of issues. But still, Canada thought that they will support Canada against India, and he can create a movement. He can pressurize India and can take the revenge of the humiliation which he received at G20. But I want to give you an advice. Just look at Pakistan. They did the same thing in the past. They tried to be a safe haven for terrorists, and now you can see their condition. Similarly, if you also try to become a safe haven for Khalistan and terrorists, then a time will come when they will attack your people. And that is true. In Hindi एक कहावत है, अगर अपने घर में सांप पालोगे तो सांप तुमको भी काटेगा. That is a reality. So you can say that if Canada is now becoming a safe haven of Khalistan terrorists, then a time will come in the near future when that will backfire. I mean, the Khalistan terrorists will create problems for their own citizens. And then they will understand what wrong they did at that time. Please do not become a next Pakistan of Western nations. Don't be like that. Okay? That is what my advice to you. And you had damaged a relationship with a very peace-loving country, and that is India. And India is right now the fastest growing economy in the world. You cannot. What do you think that it gone are the days when you can say anything to India and India will not respond back? India also gave a befitting response. India also expelled a diplomat of Canada, and not only that, India also had suspended visa for Canadian citizens, and that is a tit-for-tat move by India. Still, Canada is accusing our Indian government, but Indian government told them directly that Canada, if you have any evidence, share with us. Don't share allegations. If you have evidence, share with us. Don't share allegations, because it is really an irresponsible behavior, and it is a childish behavior. How can a government behave like that without any proper investigation, without any proper evidence? You directly blamed India. Now, let's say if you never got any evidence against India, then what will happen? It will also backfire for you. That is a reality. Let's say after 6 months, after 1 year, you didn't found any evidence of India's hand in killing of Nijjar. Then what you will do? Then what you will do at that time? So that is going to backfire you a lot. So once again, I want to tell you something very honestly. There are many Indian students who are going to Canada for studies. That is good. Canada is a very good country. Even Canadian citizens are good. And not only that, you will be very glad to know that Canadian opposition party is also actually trying to ask questions to Justin Trudeau, who is at the government right now. That if you have any evidence, that's fine. If you don't have, then it is going to be going to backfire a lot for you. So you are playing with the fire. You are really playing with the fire. Okay. So that's all for today in this video. And one more question. As I told you, my channel's name is Y or Q. That means whatever issues are there, we want to ask questions why this is happening. And I hope before asking the question, I already gave the solution. I mean, I already answered the question. Our question was that why Canada is trying to destroy relations with India. Because the answer is very simple. Vote bank politics. That is right. The present government of Canada is getting a huge support from Khalistani terrorists. And as a result, they are also in the government. And due to that support, they are doing all this kind of issues. I mean, to win elections, they want to destroy the relation between India and Canada. And even they did with China, they did with other countries, and now they're doing it with India. Just think, I think Canada is the first country in the world who just for the domestic politics, they are sacrificing the international politics. That is a very dangerous issue for their country and for their nation. Because political parties will go and will come back once again, or maybe the parties will change. But if you destroy the domestic relation, that is going to hit you out very, very hard. So I think you got the answer that why Canada is destroying relations with India. The answer is very simple. First, they actually getting a lot of support from Khalistanis in their government. That is the reason why their government is standing in the parliament. And for that, in order to save the government, they are doing it. And second, Justin Trudeau was having a humiliation in this G20 summit in India. Even when it happened in Indonesia, he was humiliated by China and now by India. And to take the revenge, he did that. But my friend, that was not a humiliation. That was a rule. If we are saying that we don't want Khalistani terrorists to be active in your country and you are still giving them a lot of support, then in that case, what we will do? How can we talk with someone who supports those people who want to break India? That is a question of sovereignty and integrity of our country. You are talking about your sovereignty. We are also worried about our sovereignty. So in that case, I'm sorry, this kind of diplomatic dialogues cannot be possible if, as long as you are continuing this kind of support to Khalistani terrorists. And one more thing, I request the foreign media that please stop calling them as Sikh activists. They are not Sikh activists. They are Khalistani activists. They are responsible for lots and lots of murders and terrorist attacks in our country. So try to respect the one nation. That is what my request to all the Western bloc. So that's all for today. And my friends, I hope that you like my views and my channel. And in this way, we will talk as much as we can in different topics every day. So if you like my video, do like, share, and subscribe my channel. And hit the bell icon to get all the recent notifications so that you'll be aware about all the topics which are happening around the world. And don't worry, if you are curious about to know the reason behind stuffs, then definitely this is the right channel for you. Here we will talk about all the kind of topics, social topics, geopolitics, domestic politics, and everything what exists here. And we'll try to ask questions because asking questions helps you to understand the reality behind it. If you ask questions, you will find out the fundamental answer to it, and that will help you a lot to be a responsible citizen for your country and for this world. And we will also talk about scientific topics, but only in a why concept. I mean, why or how it is happening. That is what we are going to explore in our channel. So I hope you will like it, and please subscribe it, okay? And support me and support the voice of India's democracy, because I am a normal citizen, you are a normal citizen, and we all can join together to be a voice of a nation. Not only a nation, a voice of this world. That's all for today, and hope we'll meet in the next video.